This is our weekly webinar. We're supposed to be doing this every week as promised in the Telegram community. But after the webinar on Saturday, I had to listen to the recording and I noticed that the Zoom app was kind of um, not giving me the audio I wanted. The audio was too poor, so I'm going to just do everything we did that day. This is like my ideas on the bias of different assets. All right, so first we looked at DXY. So I'm going to make this very snappy so it doesn't get too boring. Yeah, outlining this weekly. I'm starting from the weekly time frame. You can do it like multiple time frame analysis, like from the weekly to the daily, or sometimes we turn the 1 hour time frame. Depends on the particular instrument. Okay, so for dollar index, for dollar index, it kind of does um, everything inverse of what Euro USD, its quote pairs does, like Euro USD, Nasdaq, BTC USD, GBP USD. So all of those are dollar quote pairs. So whatever dollar is doing, those pairs do the opposite. Okay, so we've been dropping on the weekly time frame, and we have this higher time frame AVG here, which price will likely refer back to. Yes, but that's the long-term bias. Now I want to look at the short-term bias. If you noticed the video, I don't know which episode, but you can search for it in the video. Weak zones liquidity. You understand this here. Price taking out this liquidity always prompts for higher prices, and it's not just stopping randomly. It's not just stopping anywhere. It must surely take a high. That high can be an inducement, it can be a structure high, but it must surely take a high. So we see the weekly time frame, the weekly high. Price took that out with just another week, which is telling us that this is likely coming down to the weekly low. So this push price to the weekly high, and this is also pushing price to the weekly low. Let's go to the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, you can see that this is our low for the daily time frame. So we want price to reach out to this low. If price doesn't take this low, we are not bullish on dollar. We are not bullish yet. Price will keep retracing and keep going for now. You know that the trend is what is downwards, and there are a lot of things I outlined, like the volume imbalance. I'm going to talk about that, but not yet. Let's check other pairs. So let's look at Euro USD. Okay, Euro USD. We'll go to the weekly time frame. Okay, so this is Euro USD weekly, and you can see clearly that we had lows, multiple lows hunted here with just small week. That's telling us that price will likely come back to that, and we have a rejection block, which price is currently reacting. All right, price is currently reacting to this weekly rejection block. You don't know what rejection block is? I'm going to talk about that. It's the same thing like weak zones. I talk about weak zones. You can refer back to the channel and learn about weak zones. Search for it. So you can see price sweeping this liquidity to price direct to this high. But from here, what am I likely expecting? Let's refer back to the daily time frame. Okay, on daily time frame, you can see price rejected at this daily AVG. Like I keep saying, the price does three things, and you should be able to read these three things. It's very simple, but it's not easy when you're looking at live chart, because at that time you're looking at multiple data, especially when you have too much of information. You get paralyzed. That's what called analysis paralysis. You get paralyzed. You don't know exactly what to look at, but just focus on one particular thing, one setup, one strategy every single day, straight for 6 months. Trust me, you'll be fucking good at it. So you just want to pick up all these puzzles and add them together to make up something, right? So one thing I've learned and I've concluded, to me, my strategy is that price does three things, and those are the three things I'm looking for. Price leaving imbalance. I want to see price leave imbalance going to a certain level, and I want to see price coming back to refill those imbalance, and I want to see price running for liquidities. Every highs and lows. I don't deal with zones. I deal with levels. All these drawn liquidity, all these highs, rejection block is my drawn liquidity. Highs are my drawn liquidity. Multiple lows, you can see this equal lows dropping here. And my draw on liquidity, I want price to take that out. After taking that out, you can see this is another weak zone liquidity, pushing price higher. But is it pushing price higher to just stop from nowhere? No. We have another, some people call this engineer liquidity, but I don't really fancy all those names. This is my equal highs. I want price as price opening for the coming week. I want price to take out this equal highs, probably taking out this high also, probably taking out this high. So I'm still bullish on Euro USD. But for now, if you watch the last or the previous or the latest video on the YouTube channel where I talked about weekly AMD, I'm going to teach about daily AMD too very soon. But for now, the weekly AMD, you can see price dropping on Friday, Monday, start rallying. So if price wants to go higher, it must come down first. Then fake move, the manipulation phase. So for next week, if we are going higher, we will come down first. Coming down to where? Interesting question. You can see this frame of Euro USD. You can see we have these perfect equal highs, which is always priority to price. I always say that priorities, equal highs are priorities. Every high and low are liquidities, yes, but equal highs are priorities. Price must always come back to take that. You might, one thing you should understand is that you can have a very nice level where you want price to react to, but you don't know when price will react to. Price might drop a very nice and yummy equal highs, but you don't know if it's going to take that out immediately or the next week or the next month. That's one thing you should know. You cannot predict. You just need to follow the chart and react to whatever the chart is telling you to do. We have these equal highs. You can see this, I'm sorry, equal lows. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 on Euro USD dropping. I'm expecting that, and price was coming for that before market closed on Friday. So I'm expecting price to take that out, then rally for this equal highs. So I'm expecting this bearish momentum in case market open on Monday and you're expecting price, you see price in a very strong bearish momentum, and you're like, okay, the rest of the week is going to be bearish. No, that's not it. Like I said on the weekly MD, Wednesday to Monday to Wednesday is always the manipulation phase. Price kind of make a fake move around that time for the weekly um basis. You can see what happened here. Price dropping here, taking out a high before rallying. This other week, price dropping here, taking out a low. Sorry, dropping here, taking out a low for rallying. Dropping here, taking out a low for rallying. So these are every week opens. That's the power of three: accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. All right. So let's look at um GBP USD weekly chart. Okay, so this is GBP USD, also on a buy, it's rallying. But on a weekly time frame, I want to acknowledge this equal highs. Very yummy. And price almost take that out. So that means we are going to do that for the coming week. So when market for as price opening for the next week, this coming week we're about to enter, please always notice this. And I said I was going to talk about volume imbalance, but not yet. I'm going to make a particular video for that volume imbalance. And maybe that will be our next video, probably. So this equal highs is a priority for price to take. It must surely take that. Let's go to the daily time frame. That's our weekly high. Equal. Very yummy. But you want price to drop to somewhere first before taking that out. That's the weekly MD. So first you ask yourself, is there any FVG here or any low for price to take out? You go to the lower time frame. Well, there's no FVG on there's no imbalance on the daily time frame, but on the lower time frame, that's hourly time frame. I don't really deal with 1 4 hour time frame. I mostly use 1 hour time frame. You can see my time frames are weekly, daily, hourly, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and 1 minute, as it's well arranged there. Okay, so you want to see price taking out this first before rallying for these equal highs. I say that weekly highs. So mark that out. You can write it down. 24573 GBP USD. Price must take that out. Let me not say must, because I feel like I'm commanding the market, but I want price to take that out. This week, I'm looking forward for price to take that out this week, and I want price also to take out this relative equal lows before running for that. And we might keep pushing higher. If you watch the video, if you are confused on what price does, like you want to try to understand what price does after taking a high. Is it likely continuing or is it likely reversing? You can go to the channel, search for insight on liquidity. I think I already explained that there on that video, insight on liquidities. It will really help you to understand if price is taking a high to continue, taking a liquidity to continue, or taking a liquidity to reverse. Because most times you don't know these things, but I gave a simple hack on that video where you can understand those things. All right, so that's that for GBP USD. That's my short-term bias. I'm expecting this high to be taken out, and I've called that. Okay, let's look at BTC USDT, the king of crypto. This is the only thing I trade in crypto. Yeah. Okay, so we have this weekly imbalance here, and if you pay attention to this weekly imbalance also, price is currently in a weekly imbalance after doing what? After taking weekly equal highs. And when price take equal highs, there's high tendency of price rejecting or reversing after reaching out for an imbalance. So this is a very critical zone where Bitcoin is at now. It's a very critical zone, and price can reject this coming week from this zone, but we don't know that yet, right? So you can see one thing I do say, okay, I'm going to teach about that, how to know if price dropping into an imbalance is likely a reversal or it's likely a continuation, right? Okay, I'm going to teach that later. So I'm getting ideas for new lectures, new videos. All right, so I want to see price take out this equal lows. You can see those equal lows right there. Let me increase. All right, see those equal lows there, 1 2 3. I want to see price taking that out. So people might start buying here. One of the ideas, okay, I don't want to spill out everything. I'm just going to teach. I have a lot of things I want to teach out. What to look out for in a new day, and all of that. All right, so I want price take this out, dropping into this imbalance. As price is dropping into this imbalance, if it refills all of this imbalance, let's go to the weekly again. Okay, so this is all the imbalance from this zone right here. That's the imbalance. So I want to see price refill only the premium of this imbalance. If it refills down to this discount, like it refills all of them, then that's giving me an indication or a confluence that price is likely ready to reject. Price is likely going downwards, further downwards. And the same idea or the same theory used in this other imbalance, right? If this imbalance was supposed to be a rejection point for Bitcoin, price wouldn't have refilled all of this. I don't know if you're understanding my point. If this was supposed to be a weekly a rejection point after taking out these equal highs, if this imbalance was supposed to be a rejection point for Bitcoin, price would have just refilled 50% of it before rejecting. But price refilling all of this imbalance is giving me an indication that price is likely to push further, probably towards this other imbalance. But before it does that, exactly the same thing all over again. Weekly AMD, you want to see price taking out liquidity to fill the market. You can see price doing the same thing here, opening for a new this is a new week, price taking out liquidity where price dropped to 19k and everybody thought, oh, we are now bearish. The price took out liquidity, dropped into this imbalance here, and you can see it dropped into that imbalance, just the upper side of it, the premium aspect of that imbalance. This is simply telling you, or should be indicating to you, that price is ready to reverse. The same idea here. The same idea here. You can see this imbalance. This thing works every single time. Trust me. Just go to your chart and study. Don't take my word for it. Just go to your chart and trust me. Trust me. Go to your chart and study. It works every single time. Don't take my word for it. Don't just go to your chart and start applying these things. Okay, you want to know your bias, you need to do these things. Put in the work. That's how you progress. That's how you you grew. So you can see price refilling, just respecting the candles are respecting 50% of that imbalance. This is consequent encroachment. 50%. You can see the 50%. I don't know if you are seeing this very clearly, but I don't know how to change that color. Okay, let me see if I can change the color to pure black. All right, that's the pure black. Okay, you can see the 50% of that imbalance. You can see the candle of that the body of these candles respecting the 50% of that imbalance with this weekly candle, not going higher than that. That's telling you that price is likely going to continue. That imbalance is going to be a rejection point. But once price feels all of this imbalance, then that's telling me that this is a simple hack. Trust me, this is a simple hack. Nobody will tell you this. I learned it from ICT. Yeah, it's my mentor. Let's take the same idea. Yeah, the same idea. Yeah, you can see this imbalance. Look at that carefully. What do you see? We have that imbalance there, and we have the 50% of this imbalance here. So you can see price refilling all of this in just 1 week, shooting out all this imbalance, telling you that this imbalance is not going to be a rejection point. Imbalance are drawn liquidity, just like highs and lows. Price mostly reject when it gets into an imbalance, but you don't know. You don't know if price will reject. Not all imbalances price reject, or something breaks through. But how do you know if price breaks will likely break through into this imbalance? This is the hack. Did it refill the 50% of that imbalance? If yes, it's likely going to reject. It's going to act as a rejection point. Did it refill 100%? It's likely going to continue breaking through. So you can see this other one too, respecting the 50%, just trading up the upper aspect of that imbalance, the premium aspect of that imbalance. The candle would have, if this weekly candle closed at this discount, that's telling you that price is likely going to push further downward. These things are simple, but it's not easy when you're without practice, without experience. It's not easy. So the same thing I'm looking for in this imbalance. Okay, let's look at this other imbalance. You can see this other one. You can see price trading into the premium of this imbalance. This candle, this other candle, this weekly candle was respecting this consequent encroachment, was respecting the 50% of this imbalance perfectly. This other indecision candle respecting it too perfectly. Now you wait for this other candle, this weekly candle to close, which is just left with 10 hours, and it's already trading in the premium. So if it closes above there, that's telling that price is likely going to push, because I've refilled that imbalance all through. So price is likely going to push through. Price pushing through that imbalance, what will it do first? It will take out lows before pushing through. So as it's taking out lows, this equal lows here, what am I looking at? Another imbalance. And I want price to just respect just the upper part of this imbalance, and I don't want price to go below 25,600. I don't want price to go below 25,600, or this midpoint. It can go below that, but 24,400 is the lowest I want to see price go for in the coming weeks before we trade to 31,000 to 33,000. So that's that for my long-term bias for BTC. But for the daily time frame, I want price to take out these lows. So we might likely open the week with bearish momentum. We might likely open the week bearish momentum. Don't take my word for it. Just trust your analysis. But this is what I want to see. Price trading into this imbalance, just like it did here, taking out liquidity. You need something to fuel the market to push it higher. If it drops down here, we are likely pushing higher. There's nothing you can do about it. Now let's look at Nasdaq. This is exactly what I trade. So this is my baby. I understand this baby. All right. Okay, so Nasdaq, you can see on the weekly time frame we had slight FVG, and this is not an FVG. It's an inefficiency. Yes, it's an imbalance, but it's not an FVG. It's quite different from FVG. Okay, so we have price trading back into that imbalance, and we have a weekly high here. Simple. Weekly high for price to trade into. So price is currently heading to that weekly high. We also have another void. We also have another void here, which price have refilled refilled all of it. You can see price have refilled all of it. Currently pushing for that high. So on the daily time frame, what am I expecting? Well, you can see there are a bunch of multiple lows where which price took out last week, taking out to fail price for this. And now we don't have any low yet, but we have what? We have FVG. And like I said, FVG can be a rejection point for price. Very strong rejection point. I can use all these FVG, I can use the weekly FVG. And the same idea all over again. Okay, the weekly is totally efficient. The same idea all over again. I think I'll use all of this. Let's take all of this as AVG because joining this upper AVG and this lower AVG. I want price to refill just one, sorry, to stay above the 50% of this AVG. If it wants to push higher, I want price to stay above the 50% of this AVG. So for the coming week, I want price to reject down here. Where is the 50%? Just here, just this AVG. Taking out this low, and without further assumption or further um complications, you can see we have a breaker here. I don't really use a breaker for trading, but I use a breaker for confidence. You get the price running above below this low, breaking this high on the hourly time frame. We have a breaker here, so you can see everything just match up, right? You can see the confidence there. So if price is dropping to take liquidity to push higher for the coming week, I want it to reach for this 50% of the daily FVG. You can see this FVG. I drew all of them together, but originally the FVG stops here, and we have first FVG, second FVG, and we have that breaker. So I want price to drop into that breaker very slightly, dropping into that breaker, and then give me that reaction, and then push higher. That's what I'm expecting for this week. You can go to your chart. As I'm saying, don't just listen, don't just watch this video like Netflix. You can go to your chart, outline these levels so that you map them out. This level is currently this weekly high. My overall drawn liquidity on Nasdaq is 13,700, 13,000, sorry, 13,700, 13,700 something. That's where I see price heading to. But first, we just keep the manipulation phase and the distribution phase. If you want to go higher, we need to drop down first before going higher. If you want to go lower, we need to go higher first before coming lower. That's just the same thing, the same process all over again. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Okay, so thank you for this webinar. Thank you for your time and effort to making this successful. I pray and I believe, I hope that you be available for next week's webinar. You won't miss it, and I'll try all possible ways to make the audio very okay. So until next time, be safe.